right, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Steve's Guitars. We are coming to you live from Carbondale, Colorado on a gorgeous night. We've got an amazing artist on stage, but before we do that, it's thank folks time. Need to send a shout out to PM Consulting Limited up in Aspen. They are a primary sponsor for us. Without them, we would not be able to do our web streaming, and so we're incredibly grateful. We need to send a shout out to First Bank. A shout out to GrassRoots Community Network. They host our streams. They have been absolutely instrumental in allowing us to do this and setting us up with all this. We're grateful to them beyond the beyond. We need to send a shout out to the Standiford clan for having this amazing space. And lastly, but never leastly, we would like to send a shout out to all of you who are here supporting live music or with us online supporting live music. You can do anything you want to do with your money. You can be anywhere you want to be with your time, and you've chosen to be here now. Thank you. We appreciate it. Tonight we have something incredibly special. This gentleman is a monster of the slide guitar. He's out of his mind, which is a good thing.
You're going to be my new publicity person, aren't you?
Yeah, well, okay, thanks, but then I won't say, and a dear friend. So we'll just leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Plank.
Thanks, everybody. Hi. After that introduction, I can hardly wait to hear me. Yeah? It's like, who is that guy? He sounds pretty cool. I always wanted to write a song about a suitcase. I think suitcases are cool. Like old ones. I'm talking sans wheels. Before we figured out we were supposed to put wheels on them. There's always somebody in a corner, like, you know, you see a suitcase over there, somebody's coming, somebody's going. So I wrote one. Turning around. I have no place to call my own, so I keep on moving across this gravel ground, work my feet and fingers to the bone. I may be weary and wide, oh, hungry and tired. There's nothing left of me but dust and sand. All I need on this ride to accompany me is a suitcase in my hand. You know the shell is warm and weathered, Mom, and it smells of cheap wine and good weed, scratches and scuffs on the little trauma of my calling that's bound to succeed. I keep a picture in a frame of a clear blue sky, a Marine band harp, and I'll be damned if the glories and the sorrows that I do not deny live in this suitcase in my hand. Some treasures and trinkets I keep locked inside, with a moleskin and a Mont Blanc pen, so my travels are in there and thus provide the strength to hit the hard road again. every country mile. I'm gonna bring you back a shiny grass band, a diamond in the doorway with a Cheshire smile, and a suitcase in my hand. A diamond in the doorway with a Cheshire smile, and a suitcase in my hand. Yeah. Here's another road song. Played this on KDNK today. Well, I've been driving, I've been riding, I've been beating the pavement, Oakland and New Orleans. I've been biting, I've been hiding the nails off my fingers. Lord, I'm trying to figure out just what it means. But the road's been good to me. Lord, you know I can't complain. Yes, the road is all I know. Without it, I would not be the same. But as I roll on down, I'm flying and defying, and my heart, oh, it feels the same. If I don't get home before the sun, well, that'd be a crying shame. Well, it's hard and it's a pity when you get what you ask, and it wasn't what you wanted all along. And you wake up and shake up and come to find you've been going about it all wrong. But the road's been good to me. Lord, it's been my teacher and my friend. Yes, I know it's been good to me. But right now I won't see you again. But it's a long, long way from TX to BC, and I'm counting every single mile. I'm gonna get back to you. We're gonna do the things we do. Can't wait to see your smile. Homecoming, yeah, I'm homecoming. Whoa, I'm coming home. I'm homecoming. Oh, how I miss my sweet one waiting, still anticipating the day I return, when I let down my boots right next to my roots. Lord, I've been feeling the burn. Homecoming, yeah, I'm homecoming. Thanks. Everybody writes these road songs. Oh, the road is so hard. Oh, any good job is hard sometimes, right? You know, pound for pound, I pretty much love it. You know, it's an Oahu. It's a lap steel kind of thing. It's an Oahu. It's an old Hawaiian guitar. Yeah, that's the deal. See, I designed. I was going to wait till another part of the show, but I heard you guys, so I thought I'd just answer. It's okay. And so I designed this guitar years ago because everybody wanted me to play dobro in these rock bands, you know. And the dobro's the one that's got the hubcap in it. You hear it a lot in bluegrass and stuff like that. And you know, all these Texas songwriters, because I lived in Austin, Texas for 20 years, they always wanted me to play dobro in those rock bands, and the technology really wasn't there yet, so I couldn't hear myself on stage, and I used to call it playing by braille, because I'd just get up there and hope that I was in tune. So I went to a luthier and I said, I want you to build me something. It's like the shape of a dobro, but it's only got electric guitar parts in it. And then I can play all these licks that everybody wants me to play and the style that I'm used to playing, but I can play it through big amps and stuff. And this is not a humble brag. This is a brag. But back in, gosh, it's almost 10 years ago now. I've lived on Vancouver Island since 2020, but back in 2017 in Austin, I got an Austin Music Award for the plank guitar, you know, which is pretty cool, because the thing that's cool about it to me is that enough people in Austin knew what the plank guitar was to write in the plank, because it was named after me, you know. And so that was that's a humbling experience. But then when I went out and I started doing solo singer-songwriter gigs, you know, like this, or I like to call them singer-songwhiner gigs, you know, because you just get up on stage and people pay $20 to come see you and you whine about your problems. And I didn't want to do that anymore, so I found this one in Seattle, and I have another one I keep in Texas. And I now have a couple more that I'm going to keep in Ohio and over in the Netherlands, so I don't have to fly with guitars as much. But this is an old 40s one, and yeah. It's a little bit more vocal sounding, you know, than playing it this way sometimes, depending on who you're listening to. It's a little more melodic, a little less chordal, I guess. But not anymore. Now with all the players like Derek Trucks and everybody, it's like... And well, that's out the window. So. So there you go. That was I wasn't going to go through it, but now you know all about it. So mentioning, I recorded an album in October of 2024, and it's not out yet. And that's because of the weird state that the music business is in, you know, with streaming and all that stuff, and indie labels and all that kind of thing. My indie label kind of went belly up. It was a really good label for my last record that I put out, my last band record. And so they couldn't do it, and so it's a bummer, but I still got to start playing some of those songs, you know, because they're old to me now, and I want other people to hear them, whether I can get them out in the world and make tens of dollars for my publishing, you know. And believe me, I'm not complaining. I get to do this for a living, and I've never done anything else, and I think it's a charmed life. But we have to think of like new ways to get stuff out there. So this is probably the second single I'm going to put out from that album. I recorded it in the Netherlands with this band, this really cool soul band called the Southern Aces. And I love that they're called the Southern Aces because they're from the south of the Netherlands, which is, that's pretty cool, right? Anyway, here's a song off of that I also played on KDNK today. Let's see if I can do it here. It's KDNK, right? Okay. Get up early in the morning to cultivate and sow the seeds. A volunteer caught with no warning tangled in your stubborn weeds. When you up and left me, how was I to know that all those tears that felt like rain would make my new garden grow? I used to search for rays from a midday sun, but broken hearts are seldom mended. Daybreak has finally come to brighten when darkness descended. Oh, when you up and left me, how was I to know that all those tears that felt like rain would make my new garden grow? I had to dig myself right out of the ground. Why did I ever even lay one root down? Oh, when you up and left me, how was I to know that all those tears that felt like rain would make my new garden grow? You know, sometimes sadness heartache, it'll turn you into stone. But all those tears that felt like rain would make my new garden grow. To make my new garden grow. Thank you. I don't know, maybe if we're lucky it'll be out by fall or something. I don't know. If we have questions, I have answers. Just let me know. You want to know what now? Oh, when we were over at the station? Was that Lily or Quinn? Oh, it was Quinn. They were quite the interviewers. Both of them had great questions. Oh. That's very cool. Thank you. Well, I should have a lot of jokes prepared for what you just said. But I really can't say to you. It made an impression. Boston Bruce, right? All right. Thank you. Make sure you listen to the station. Public radio is really important for, like, cats like me who are coming into an area that don't have a big following. I mean, I literally didn't have a chance, so I walked up, I walked inside. Luckily, the program director knew who I was. Oh, yeah, I know you, da-da-da-da-da. People, and they just let me go right on the air and play a couple of tunes. I know, right? And I'd heard stories of that with people that I used to play with, of Townes Van Zandt and Joe Ely walking into places, and I was like, well, yeah, but that's Townes Van Zandt and Joe Ely. But, today it was me. It was pretty cool. I'm not sure it's really early enough for the sing-along portion of the show, but maybe, I don't know. That's a good point. Okay. I'm glad that we're running this more like a workshop than a gig, and that you guys feel comfortable. I've made you feel comfortable enough to just go ahead and say things, and I like it. I like it. Keep it coming. Even during the song, yell it out. It's going to make me feel better. I like to say, send more hecklers. The last ones were delicious. No, it's not heckling. It's being part of the show, and I like bringing people in, so it's fine by me. So this is probably the worst way to start a song in this day and age. Are you ready? This is not a political song. It's just like, uh-oh. Doesn't matter what fence side you might be on, you're just like, oh boy. No, this song I wrote a while back because I'm much more about bringing people together. If you want to know my politics, I will tell you. Come on up to me afterwards. We'll talk about it then. But at shows, I like to just try. I mean, we're so divided right now. It's really just ridiculous and stupid. I think that right and left and black and white and everybody has more in common with each other than they do with uber rich people. And I'm not talking about like rich, like you worked hard and you became a lawyer or a doctor, or rich like, you invented something, or rich like, those kind. I'm not worried about those people. Those people, they deserve to make some money, man. They worked hard. I'm talking about this crazy thing that's like way up at the top. That's where it's getting a little out of control for me. And when I think about it, I think about excess, because, I fall prey to it as much as anybody. The problem with excess and problem with never having enough and always wanting more. I fall prey to it, I have in my past. The last verse of this song may or may not be about me. You never know. It could be. It could be. But when thinking about this song, I wrote with a friend of mine named Michael O'Connor, who's from Corpus Christi, Texas, and a really, really great guitar player and songwriter. And when we were writing it, I was reminded of this wonderful story about the two great novelists, Kurt Vonnegut and Joseph Heller. And right, the Catch-22 guy, right? Joseph Heller, yeah. So they're at this party in the 70s for a billionaire, and a billionaire was even more back then. Yeah, right? A little crazier. So they're there, and Kurt Vonnegut's kind of known for being a little bit crotchety. But he used to love telling this story because he thought it was pretty cool, And he says he's sitting there at this party, and Joseph Heller walks in, and Vonnegut says to Heller, "Man, this stinks." And he says, "Well, what's wrong?" He says, "Well, this guy, he's got all this. We write these bestsellers, and people put our pictures on magazines and revere us, and we'll never see money like this in our lives, ever." And Joseph Heller quickly kind of turns and looks to him, and he says, well, I have something that this guy will never have. And he says, "Oh, yeah, what's that?" He goes, "I have enough." And I was like, yeah. I think that as we move forward into this wonderful new technological world, we need to have a little bit more of that. Again, because I fall prey to it too. So if you feel like it in this small but mighty crowd, and I can tell you're mighty, I think you could sing along with me when we get to it. It's kind of a call and response thing. I'll make sure you know how to do it. It's really, no, I'll teach you. It's easy, It wouldn't be a sing-along if it was like, Dylan. I mean, it could be, but... We are born into this world with a mighty clean slate. See, we got all good intentions pointed narrow and straight. Oh, and then the devil comes a-knocking. It's all mean and gruff, telling all God's children you never get enough. And that He's telling all God's children, you never get enough. Now sweet success may come with a bitter taste. Then you'll hit those skids and a fat cat race. Oh, but you can't take it with you, and you're flying off the cuff. Want all the money in Shreveport, but you'll never get enough. Yeah, you want all the money in Shreveport, but you'll never get enough. Okay, it's like this, call and response. Oh, you'll never get enough. That's the whole thing, everybody. Oh, you'll never get enough. And you're spoiling for a fight. Got a helping of your own from your lady last night. Well, she puts you in your place when you act so tough. Sure as you born, you never get enough. Yeah, I said as sure as you born, brother, you'll never get enough. Let's do it again. Oh, you'll never get enough. Tempo, people, tempo. Oh, you'll never get enough. It's not too early for a sing-along. Cloud 9, I fell from the roof. They locked me up. Well, nobody enough proof. I street sheets to the wind when you call my bluff. To tell the truth now, I'll never get enough. Hopefully someday. To tell the truth to you people, I'll never get enough. Last chance, here we go. Oh, you'll never get enough. Oh, you'll never get enough. Thank you. Right to Bezos and Peter Thiel. They can handle it. They've got enough. I think problem is that people don't really understand the difference between a million and a billion. Excuse me? There's a lot of them. There's many, many, many of them. I didn't think we were going to do maths. But it's hard to do on stage, in the moment, even if you're good at it. Anywho, that's about as political as I get. I like the Woody Guthrie thing. Woody Guthrie said, it's the job. I'm not a folk singer. I'm more of a blues guy. I just kind of do the singer-songwriter thing because I like to, come and play shows and tell stories. But he said the job of a folk singer is to comfort disturbed people and to disturb comfortable people. And I go for that. I like that just fine. I think that's across the aisles. Important. Very important thing to do. People say that, oh, you're so lucky you live in Canada now, and it's true. I am. It's really nice to have health care for the first time in my life at 53. And it's not perfect, but it works. Don't let them lie to you. It works pretty great. And the first time I walked out of what do you call it? I went with a long laundry list of all the things that are wrong with me that I never asked a doctor about. And then I walked out and I went to the receptionist. I was like, receptionist, I said, do I owe anything? And she looked at me like I was from Venus. And I was like, she goes, are you on BC Health? And I was like, yeah. She goes, you can go. And I got in my car and I swear I almost cried. Because it was like, wow, I'm going to be okay now, We got to tell people that, it's just, it's not perfect, but it's, there's happy mediums that work, There's happy we got to tell people. But the bad stuff, there's a big problem with the rise of, the super white supremacist right in Canada. So it's not perfect everywhere, it's not utopia. It's not like their healthcare is perfect or anything. It's just, there's good things in different places. We kind of grow up, man, I shouldn't say this because I said this in Houston, and boy, did they not like it. But we grow up thinking this American exceptionalism, and I still believe that to a certain extent. I'm still an American and proud American for the things that I love being American, due process and things like that, things that are, things that we're trying to hold on to dearly. I'm an American, but you see things other places and you go, oh, that's not so bad. Maybe we could look at that. But we're sort of not allowed to do that. We're supposed to only say we're the best no matter what. And it's not healthy. I did not mean for the show to get away from me this early in the evening. I think I should probably start. Maybe I'll do that song at the end of the show tomorrow. No. I'm not here to preach. I told you that I'm not here to do that, and here I am. Let's do something else here. Let me pick up my. Now that I told you all about this, I'll play something else. Do you guys know? Okay, so I started my solo career at the ripe age of 43, and I'm 53 now, and it's pretty great. And I was a side person for lots and lots of great folks in Texas for about 16 years before I went solo. And I played with some really great people. I won't name drop them yet, but eventually I will, because I'm not above that. But once you get your little solo career together, the thing that you want more than anything, and you can tell all your Jackson Emmers and all your people around here that we love, what the most important thing is to get a sync agent. Yeah, and a sync agent is someone who pitches your music to television and commercials and movies in hopes that you get the last vestiges of really good money besides live shows and super cool trucker hats that are very big with the yoga community because they say plank, Yoga teachers buy my hats all the time. But So I get a sync agent, and he pitches my stuff, and so he'll send me something, and he'll say, oh, we really need songs like X, Y, or Z, and I'll be looking through all my material trying to find the perfect song for his paper towel commercial, you know, or whatever. Or he'll write me and he'll say, hey, we're doing a Ford truck commercial, and I'll be in the Motel 6 with my little microphone with my computer trying to write a song. I'll be like, time to get tough, you know. I didn't get it. But I'll always keep trying until I do. And one time I was down on the Gulf Coast, and I was working on these songs for my sync agent. He wanted a bunch of solo piano and voice stuff and some solo stuff with my slide guitar. And I said, well, I know these guys. I'll go down and just record a bunch of stuff that I haven't put out yet. By the time I was done, I had 16 songs, and it was just in a weekend. And I ended up making this album called The Bend. And back then I was still with the indie label, and they said, oh yeah, you could put it out, just a little solo acoustic record, it's fine. Are you gonna promote it? And I said, no, I'll just sell it at shows, put it online. And it's great, it's done really well, I'm super happy with it. And but he wrote me and he says, in the middle of it, hey man, we really need songs about hope. And I was like, wow, like I know nobody ever asked me to write a song about hope before. And I was like, that's a cool, like I would just do that just for the fun challenge of it. That's a noble pursuit. That's something across the board again. You know, no matter who you are, everybody could use a little hope sometime. What a cool idea. So I start writing my song about hope, and I'm digging it. And I'm thinking, man, this is kind of cool. I think he's going to like it. Exactly. And then, so I call him up, and I said, hey, man, what's this song about hope for? Like, what show is it for, or movie? Is it for a commercial? Like, what's this hope song for? Because I got something I think you're really going to like. And he goes, oh, man, we got a ton of zombie movies right now. And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, you know, you're at the end of the show or the movie, and they're chasing you. The zombies are chasing you. And it's like, oh, we're just about to make it. We're just about to make it, you know, and got to have hope. And I went, shit. But I had already written the song. I kind of liked my song about hope, so I ended up making it the first song on the Bend album. So here's my song. Darkest hour bounds to morning light, and once again you've made it through the night. What's left to face, and will it lead to grace? Out of the dark into the dawn. Quiet voice proclaims the time is now, and yet you rose again with furrowed brow. Though the winds may blow through hills so high and valleys low, out of the dark into the dawn, out of the dark into the dawn. Storms ahead and lightning tears the sky, but suns will always rise to clear the clouds from your eyes. Out of the dark into the dawn. Past is carved in lines upon your face. They guide you with the strength you now embrace. So you make your move with nothing left to prove. Out of the dark into the dawn. Out of the dark into the dawn. Who knows? It might be in your next Pedro Pascal zombie TV show. You don't know. It might. I had one person at an audience said, "Oh, it'll totally work." And I was like, "Really?" And they said, "Yeah, just in slow motion, you know." Out of the dark into... We don't know. Don't ruin my chances. I'll take It's Good, I'll like it. I liked it. Any day of the week. Okay. I don't remember opening it up to the audience for the question and answer part of the show, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love saying that. That's an old Ray Wiley joke. He used to always say that. So speaking of name drops, Ray Wiley Hubbard, who was the guy who brought me to Texas, and I drove straight to his house, and I lived with him and Lucas, who now plays guitar with him. He was 6. And so Ray... His son started working at the Gibson showroom in Austin as a side gig besides playing with him. So, you guys familiar with Ray Wiley Hubbard? He's Snake Farm. It just sounds nasty, Snake Farm. It pretty much is. Ugh, it's a reptile house. That's like the worst song he's ever written and his most famous, and he knows it. I mean, he'd love it if I said that. But that and Redneck Mother, which was the other song that made him famous because of Jerry Jeff. I shouldn't say the worst. It's actually kind of a great song. It's just one chord, and then he just grunts for the whole song. And I love it. And I've written some songs with Ray that way because I love him. And he's been a big influence on me. But his son called me, and he was like, "Plank, you got to come down to the showroom." And I said, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, you know, there's all these, there was a lawsuit, and there was all these guitars that they had to kind of get rid of from Gibson really cheap, so they started calling musicians around Austin and all over the place and saying, hey, we got to get rid of these guitars and get them out of here because of the lawsuit." And so I went down there, and I'm kind of a straight-ahead guy, you know, like I've always been a Martin guy, kind of, you know, influenced by bluegrass and blues pickers and things like that. And Gibson was always like a rock and roll acoustic for me, you know, and I hadn't really gotten into the town's side of beautiful Gibsons and stuff like that, or I always thought of the Stones or the Kinks or whatever. And so I go down there and I try some pretty straight ahead guitars, not flurry looking like this or whatever you'd call it, you know. And I didn't like any of them that they had, and because I needed a guitar for my other guitar arsenal up in, thanks, that's mine too, thank you, Bruce. And up in Canada, so I don't have to fly with guitars as much. And he said, "We got a Hummingbird." And I was like, "Hummingbird?" I was like, I don't see myself getting a Hummingbird. Like, I know they're good recording guitars because they're good in the studio, but this is a little too fancy for me. You know, I don't usually get a lot of like binding and weird, and like I just buy what I need and that's it. I've never had a guitar that I didn't just, that was all I needed, you know? So he hands me this and he's like, "I don't know, I think you'll like this Hummingbird. It's kind of special." I said, "Okay." And he had somebody else in mind that was kind of thinking about buying this guitar, and he's like, "Don't tell him, but I'll let you try it." And so I tried it, and I picked it up, and all I wanted to do was go. All I wanted to do was just play like Kinks and Stones and things like that. And I was like, this sounds like this is a rock and roll acoustic. I've never owned a rock and roll acoustic in my life. So I text my wife, who would never in a million years, she knows that I only buy what I need. She knows I don't, like, I have a lot of guitars, but every one of them has a distinct voice and something I can make money at. You know, I don't have 3 Strats and 3 Les Pauls. I've got one a little everything mixed up. And so I said, hey, what do you think of this? And I sent her a picture of it, and she texts back, it's really orange. I said, yeah, baby, but, you know, and I mean, she's never going to stand in the way. She knows if I want it that I should get it, but I know she's got to live with it, you know, because they spend time with it too. She doesn't play, but I'm going to beat the soup out of it for the rest of my life. So I said, no, it's not, it's red. And she goes, no, it's orange. And then she writes back, are you sure it's not a girl's guitar? And I was like, is my wife sexist? Like, what are you talking about? And she said, I don't know, all the frilly stuff on it, you know? Oh, you're a gentleman. And I said, no, what are you talking about, baby? And so I wrote my friend Scrappy Judd Newcomb. And Scrappy's a producer and a guitar player, and he's kind of a mentor to me as well. I said, man, my wife doesn't like the hummingbird. And he goes, oh, just send her the picture. And I said, which one? And she said, and he said, the picture of Graham Parsons and Keith Richards, and they're both playing a hummingbird. And I was like, oh yeah, I know that picture. So I got online really quick, and I grabbed this picture of the 2 of them. They're just sitting there playing their hummingbirds, you know? And I sent it to my wife, and she just wrote back, all right then. So that's when I got the guitar. I got it for about, you know, a third of what it's usually worth. You know, so I got a hell of a deal. I would never own this guitar if it wasn't for Ray's kid. Let's play something fun on it. It does sound good. It's a great guitar, right? They're not always known as soloist guitars, too, but let me play this one. There's another crowd participation song for you guys because you did so well last time. It's an airplane tuning, so trying to beat it into submission. Ever you been feeding your bad habits, saying you never can let them go, and you're stuck here chasing your little pink rabbits down their little rabbit hole, and you hear them wolves, they're huffing and a-puffing, sniffing out their prey. You're sure enough tired of all this running, and you really gotta get away. Here's what you say. Oh, my, do a little dancing. That's the whole thing. You want to try it? Oh, my, yeah, do a little dancing night. Now if you're searching for the man with the tattooed hand to get your head on right, burn a top down on some cellophane, hoping you get real tight. He said, don't be looking down your nose, I'm doing what I gotta do. I tell you, just leave your worries with Cold Check Jenny. Shoulder time, you bust, you move. Let's do it again. bumping and the joint is jumping. You know we're letting go and we're feeling free. Don't be one of them wallflowers, Jenny. Come on in and dance with me, because there ain't no problem that we ever see can't be fixed by a slide with Donnie. 2 a.m. done come too soon. We don't ever want to leave. Oh, my, do a little dancing. I didn't even have to ask. Oh, my, do a little dancing. All you gotta do is oh, my, do a little dancing. Oh, my, do a little dancing. Yeah, all right. That's the best it's ever been done. And I'm not just saying that because I've got vinyl and CDs for sale. It's funny, I use that joke, you know. That's another Ray Wiley. I steal a lot of Ray Wiley's jokes for fun. And one time his son was like, "You tell Ray's jokes?" And I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Ray got most of his jokes from the Smothers Brothers." And Ray heard me, and he comes and he turns around and he leans over and he goes, "Only 2." I thought most of them, but apparently only 2 of his stories come from the Smothers Brothers. I'm not here. I'm going into a quick alternate tuning. If I hadn't already told 100 stories and not very much music, I'd tell a great tuning joke, but it's kind of a long one. You don't care? You want to hear it? Because you know that a consummate performer has something ready right for when they start to tune, because it happens. You know, you got to be ready. You got to have your tuning joke. This is a long one, though. I think the payoff is worth it personally. So, this friend of mine, his name is Robbie Gerso, and he plays with the Flatlanders for years. He used to play with the Flatlanders, and I knew him from also playing with Robbie Folks. He's a really great guitar player. He was in college, and he went and saw the great 2 guitar players, the classical guitarist Andres Segovia, and the master and genius of the electric guitar, Les Paul, in a clinic together, the 2 of them. That's insane right off the bat. That's incredible. So he goes and he sees, and afterwards there's this question and answer session where they take questions from the audience. And it's the usual, you know, but then all of a sudden, this one kid goes, "Hey, Mr. Les Paul, I noticed that you tuned at the beginning of the show, and then you tuned before every song, and then you also sometimes in the middle of a song you would stop and tune your guitar. Mr. Segovia over here, he tuned his guitar at the beginning of the show, and then that was it. Like, but could you tell me, well, what's up with that?" And he said, "Well, kid, obviously Mr. Segovia over here doesn't give a shit." I'd like to believe that's true. I really hope that's true. Because he was a crotchety fella. It's my new favorite word, crotchety. I like crotchety. I think if somebody's crotchety, you give them a pass. Another one of the songs, just so I can enjoy playing the guitar a little bit for you guys, because you wanted to hear this guitar some more, or at least somebody did. One of you did. This is a song I wrote, and it'll probably be the first single that comes out from the Netherlands album. So I go over there, and the guys really didn't know me, but I knew their music, but they didn't really know mine. A couple of them had seen some shows and said, "Yeah, man, we want Plank to come over and make an album with us. That'll be great." So we did a lot of stuff that we cut live in the studio, everything. We cut everything live in the studio, and then I just went back and fixed a couple of guitar things and some vocal things, and that was it. And that's just doesn't usually happen that way anymore. There's a lot of times you're flying in things, and there's a lot of digital stuff and a lot of cutting and pasting, and that's the way music gets made these days. It's cheaper than just going in and doing it. And like 3 or 4 of the songs were first takes where I played them the song, you know, like the drummer hadn't heard any of the songs, so I would like play him a beat to a J.J. Cale song and say, like on this one, I said, I want it to kind of sound like a J.J. Cale song. He goes, oh, I love this song, I love this beat. And I said, don't play this beat. I said, play whatever you would over my song. And he just got, his eyes got all big, like he got excited because, you know, I was giving him free reign on the song. And then we cut it, you know, with the guitar solo and everything. And, you know, the engineer was like, do you want to do another one? And I was like, nah, I'm good. And they were like, you guys don't want to do another one? I was like, no. And then we did another one, and it wasn't as good. So we kept the first one, you know? And that happens. And people forget that going in the studio and having that sense of urgency is a really good thing with great musicians, you know? Like, let's get it done. Let's really, really do it. Let's play together in a room. And I named the album after it, and when the album eventually comes out, it'll be this song. I don't have a great solo acoustic version of it yet, but I get to play guitar a lot, so you guys don't mind. I mean, what are you gonna say? Sorry, I'm gonna play it. This is the closer. It's a pretty cool song. Find yourself in a sticky situation. You're tired of all this hurry up and waiting. Salvation could be yours for the taking. Come to clean up the mess you've been making. Cut the weight right off your shoulder. I'm the closer. You might not see the train coming down the track. Your skull will hit you real like a heart attack. You better not step on one more crack. But I can get those monkeys off your ever-loving back. Worried mind makes your blood run colder. Call the closer. find yourself in a sticky situation. You're tired of all this hurry up and waiting. Salvation could be yours for the taking. I come to clean up the mighty mess you've been making. Brother, you ain't getting any older. A worried mind makes your blood run colder. Take the weight right off your shoulder. Call the closer. Something like that. I get a little carried away getting to play guitar for that much, so it's pretty fun live with a band too. You can hear it. Here's a oh man, we are rocking through this. This is going really fast. I haven't played a show in a couple weeks. And so that's a long time for me, a couple of weeks. And I've been up on Vancouver Island, where my wife was born and raised. That's why I ended up moving there. We would snowbird for the longest time, you know, go back and forth. But after COVID, we could not afford that anymore. And skyrocketing prices and all that kind of thing of rent and real estate. But yeah, this show's going really fast. So let me just play a few more here before I wear out my welcome, and I'll go over there and I'll peddle my wares and get my Sharpie out for the vinyl and the stickers and all those kind of things. Sign up for the mailing list, then you'll know. I blog a little bit about being on the road. Apparently, some people like the stuff I write as far as prose and things of those natures. But I won't spam you. And I have a Patreon page. I put out new music every single month. It's pretty fun, too. I love my Patreon page. My Patreon people are kind of like my Uber fans. They go from like $5 a month. You get a brand new song from me every month, something that either you haven't heard before, or a weird demo, or a live show. Sometimes I'll put a full live show out on it. And then you go $10 and $15 and $25 and $50, and by the time you're giving me $100 a month, I'm coming to your house and I'm making you dinner. I make a mean waterfall beef salad, as Ralph knows. Waterfall beef, it's Thai. Yeah, it's a really good one. You should check that one out. Yeah, it's a great one. That's my favorite to make. The secret is the sticky rice thing. It's not sticky rice. It's really interesting. I'll tell you how to, if you want, I'll tell you that afterwards. That's extra, though. If you want my cooking secrets, I'm not a great cook. My wife and her whole family, they're all really, really great cooks, so I gotta just, like, I'm always playing catch up. But I can do that one. I'll do a couple more in the vein of, I mentioned J.J. Cale because sometimes I like making these duo acoustic records. Oh, and real quick, Ralph Pitt, everybody, please, of Steve's Guitars. And of course, Steve, thank you. I hope you're watching. We appreciate you. We love this place so much. But I mentioned J.J. Cale because I have this thing where, like, I go out and I do these duo tours sometimes with another artist, and I thought it'd be really cool if we did this crazy thing of making a record. And so like I'd go into a studio and we would make a record in one day, and we'd do 10 songs, and then we'd make 300 copies of it, and then we'd go out and we'd only sell it at shows, and we wouldn't put it on streaming. And it's amazing because after I sell 75 or 100 CDs, we're in the black and we're already making money. And it's like, sorry, streaming, you know, who cares? And the audiences love it because they get a chance to get an album of something that they can't get anywhere else. So this buddy of mine I was going to do a duo record with, and I said, man, I don't want it to just be 2 acoustic guitars, and we decided we would go full J.J. Cale. The whole album is two electric guitars and a drum machine. Because if you don't know, like Call Me the Breeze and Crazy Mama and all those songs were done with an old school drum machine. And most people don't know that, right? Yeah, those famous songs. So we went out and we did a whole month touring with just 2 electric guitars and a drum machine. And people dug it, man. And even though it's not on any label, I just got a call yesterday from a DJ at a major Americana station, really big one. And he said, hey, we put Slow and Steady in the rotation. And I went, what? And he said, yeah, man, we're playing it. And then all of a sudden, because it's only on Bandcamp, like the sales just kind of, I started getting all these sales on Bandcamp. I'm going to play you one of them. And I've never played it solo either. But I think it'll be fun. Maybe if I do this, it'll sound better. Take all the time you need. I know you got your problems, I've got mine. I give you little space to breathe. As long as we're together, we'll be fine. Steady wins the race. Ain't no need to rush the groove. Deep in the cut is where it lies. We'll know when to make our move. Get out of our way and realize that we ain't in a hurry, baby. Slow and steady wins the race. Once we're on the primrose path, we can see the future and it's bright. Come with me hand in hand to the beauty steady winds of race. Yeah, we ain't in a hurry, babe. Slow and steady winds of race. Fun little songs. Yeah, they're pretty fun. Yeah, they're pretty fun. We wrote 10 songs for it, and then we went from there. So, all right, now I'll play some songs that I know how to play, and then we'll call it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So, I've been landlocked every place I've ever lived. Never was any weirdness. Now I live up on Vancouver Island. It's a bit of an adventure, so it's seeped into my writing. And so my last full-length band album, you'll see a picture of me on the coast of Vancouver Island there. It's called Alone at Sea. And it's really not a, oh, I need to run away from the whole world kind of song. It's more like a, I wonder if I could, you know, hop on a ship and stow away for a while and see how far I could get kind of song, you know? And I think everybody feels that way once in a while. I knew that when this went over big in Lubbock, Texas, it didn't really matter. Are you? So much. Oh, did you really, man? Yeah. Yeah, I got to see him before he passed. I went and visited him in Taos. I don't know if, Joe is a dear, yeah. Anyway, I was lucky enough to tour with him for years and play on a couple of albums. And Joe Ely's the reason I'm on a song with freaking Bruce Springsteen. Thank you, Joe. Joe, I was working on Joe's last album, and we were in the studio, and he was feeling okay at the time. It's the Driven to Drive album. And the second song on it, I hear my slide guitar, and his wife Sharon called me, and she said, hey, you know, I wanted you to hear the tracks because you played so beautifully on them. And nobody ever does that, you know. You go in as a hired gun, you know, or whatever. And Joe and I, we're pretty tight, and we'd been on the road, and I've got a lot of good stories of them. Some of them I've written about on my blog, some great stories of my time with Joe. And so I did this one song with him, and she sends me the tracks, and I'm listening to it, and I hear my guitar just kind of go, like right at the beginning, and I was like, oh, okay, that's me, you know, on the second song on the album. And first verse goes by, I was like, yeah, I remember recording, this is cool. And then all of a sudden I hear this voice, and I was like, oh my God, that's Bruce Springsteen. I weaseled my way onto a track with Bruce Springsteen thanks to Joe Ely, so thanks, Joe. Always appreciate a million things from him, but that's a pretty fun one. Anyway, I played this song in Lubbock, Texas a few weeks ago, and you know, being alone at sea in Lubbock, Texas is a whole nother thing.
Where in Lubbock?
I was playing this really, really cool, there's a lady who's involved with the Buddy Holly organization, you know, that does the theater and all, I mean the museum. And she does a bunch of other stuff, but she has these big, big, giant house parties. And her backyard becomes this wonderful venue. And it's kind of like a house concert on steroids. And a lot of people showed up, and it's the second time I've played there for her. And so that's where I was a few weeks back. And I know when I play this song there, it's like, okay, well, if they get it. Those of you who've never been to Lubbock, Texas, a lot of art comes from Lubbock, Texas. And I mean, from visual art to, I'm serious, like a lot, you know, and yeah, well, it's Dust Bowl, you know. What's the joke? If you stand on a tuna can, you can see the Pacific. That's Lubbock, Texas, right? And also the other thing is great about Lubbock is like all of the cities that are surrounding, they didn't really think too much about the names. They just named them what they were. It's Level Land, and it's Littlefield, and it's, yeah, everything is named what it looks like. I love it. Do you? Okay, basalt and gypsum. Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, okay. I like it. You do have that. So commonalities between Carbondale and Lubbock, you know. Okay, well here's another one though. All of the city streets in Lubbock are on a grid, you know. So it's like they're letters this way and their numbers this way, and I think there's just something about nothing to do. You know, Joe used to say that he would go and get a 6-pack with his buddies and ride to pump jacks, you know, out in the oil fields, because it was just nothing to do, you know. But so much good music, so much good art comes from Lubbock. It's such a crazy, wild place. Anyway, I'm glad I mentioned it, and it's there. So this is my song about looking out the window and watching all the boats going by that are going back and forth to Alaska, and sailboats, and thinking about this guy. Tugboat, fisher boat, sailboat, yacht, freighter, dory, skiffle, barge, where are you going? Where have you been? Can I hitch a ride and see my story begin? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I'm oh so tired. Sunlight shine on the snow, I'd say. Cool breeze of warm winds never fail. When all is said and done, I still should have a little fun. But who will you leave behind you when you run? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I've grown so tired. I really wanna dream the dreams of angels, find something better in the in-between. Really wanna be okay, being alone at sea. So hard, there's no time for play. Then we drift so hard, I don't make time to say I love you, at least not the way I should. Yeah, but when will we find out all is already good? I really wanna go out on the ocean. I really wanna find a little island. Really wanna fill my days alone, 'cause I'm oh so tired. find something better at the in-between. Really wanna be okay, being alone at sea. Tugboat, fisher boat, sailboat, thank you guys. I don't know, that feels almost like a good place to end, but since no, it's okay, but since we have some friends from Texas from past, and then we've got some Lubbock back there, is there anybody that you guys know that I used to play with that I might know a song of theirs, like a Bruton or a Slade or a Ray Wiley or a Joe or a Eliza or Ruthie? You want a Slade song? Okay, I'll do a Slade song for you. I just saw Slade a couple of weeks ago. I was playing Ray Wiley's radio show that he's done for 20 years, Roots and Branches of Americana. And Slade was there. And so I played with Slade years ago, played on a couple of his albums too, and did some road time with him. And he sounded great. You know, I don't know if you know, he's had a little bit of time off. He took some time off for some health issues, and his voice had kind of gone away. He was doing the whole like really, really working hard on his voice. He had the straw, you know, the straw thing where you like kind of work on your voice before the show. And God, he sounded great. I was so happy. There's a couple of clips online of me backing him up on my pages if you go to the things, Facebook and Instagram and all that. Slade. What a writer, what a good guy. Also, as Ralph would like to say, Slade Cleaves is a wrench. I'm serious, man. That guy, anything that doesn't have a chip on it, he can fix it. We were on the road, and I think we started somewhere in Oklahoma, and we had to go 2 days later to play in Florida. Yeah, it was like that. And the air conditioning went out in the middle of the summer. He had an 82 Dodge van, conversion van, that we affectionately called the Blue Whale. And if you go to Spotify, there's like, he's got a playlist, Tales from the Blue Whale. It's all people who toured with him and what they're doing now. And the very last bunk was called the Plankenhorn Suite, because that was my name back then. And yeah, I could always sleep pretty easily in buses and cars back then for reasons I won't mention. But let's see if I can remember this one. This is probably Slade's most famous song, and I love this song very much. I should probably play the song that we wrote together, but I'm going to play a Slade song because you know it. Sherry had a pawn shop and a gold, a sink full of dishes, and a love grown cold. Long came a boy, pretty as the devil. She took his hand, the whole thing unraveled. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Billy took the ring and he jammed it in his pocket, drove downtown and tried to hawk it. Down at the bottom of Lake Pontchartrain, there's a love note carved inside a wedding ring. Broke down, cracked dead and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Ain't no telling where love goes. Maybe baby in the back seat and another on the way. Sherry thinks of Billy at the end of every day. Spends her nights waiting for real life to start, listening to the sound of her double-crossed heart. Broke down, cracked dead and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. There's no turning round, it's broke down. On the other side of town, two lovers lie still, cigarette smoking on a windowsill. There's a picture locked up in an old suitcase. Billy closes his eyes, but he still sees her face. Broke down, cracked dead and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. Won't be coming back round, it's broke down. Broke down, broke down. I remembered it. Thanks. Yeah, there's this really cool line that Gerf Morlix would play on guitar, and anytime we would all try to play that song, it's like a... Such a beautiful line. I can't play it at the same time when I'm singing and playing it. What's that? I said it sounds beautiful. Yeah, it's a good guitar for it, right? All right, let's do one more song. Let's see. Would you like to hear an Eliza song? Let's see what I can do. Okay, so if you guys don't know much about Eliza Gilkyson, Jimmy LaFave, the late Jimmy LaFave, used to call her Grandma Dynamite because she's about as rock and roll as you can get and still be a folkie. And she is someone. The first time I played here, I played with Eliza. Yeah, first time I ever played here was with Eliza. No doubt about it. Oh man, it was like 2003. Yeah. We did a couple of tours of Europe together, just the two of us, and she's one of those few writers who can write very, very political stuff, but it's still just beautiful and it rocks, and regardless of anything, you're just like, that's an incredible song. Incredible song. She's also fearless. As a writer, she's fearless, One time I was being interviewed about Eliza because I played with her out on the road. And I said to the interviewer, I said, you can't put this in the interview, which is the worst thing. I said, this is off the record. I said, this is off the record, but she's got the biggest balls of anybody I've ever played with. And he put it in. And I was like, no, I said, man, that was kind of sexist, and like, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that she's fearless, and she also has a bit of she's not afraid to use expletives in common talk and things of this nature, And so I kind of apologized to her, and she goes, oh, I fucking loved it. I've never understood that analogy, though, because, it's like if you barely tap a man, in his balls, it's like, what is that strength? Shouldn't it be, could you believe the ovaries on that guy? If we're talking about things that are tough, if we're talking about things that are, it's just, I've never understood the analogy anyway. It doesn't make a lot of sense. This will be a hard one to sing, but God, I love this song. So she wrote one of the few if you're a guitar player and you know this song, it gives you chills because you're just like, so much of that is my life. And her brother, Tony Gilkison, was in a band called X, which is a big kind of LA punk band kind of thing. Really, really cool band. And he famously got an audition to be a side guitarist for the Grateful Dead, and he got to the audition and he didn't know how to play truckin'. He'd never heard it. They were never a musician's band, but they were wonderful. But the song is a lot about Tony's life, is what she told me. I am not going to play it out of tune. I beat the soup out of it on the last one, so one more of these and then... I figure the more I do other people's songs, the more you're going to want to buy mine. It's kind of the opposite. It's like, doesn't he have his own good songs? Oh, you know what? She plays it with a capo. Let's see if I can do it that way. I like the way she plays it. Her and Patty Griffin both have really great rhythm guitar styles. That's much cooler. My father made a pretty damn good living playing music on the beauty way. He's gonna die with some money in his pocket. Wish I could do the same today, little darling. Wish I could do the same today. Doe-eyed kid with a little transistor, tuned into Wolfman Jack. I picked up a guitar, heard the sirens whisper, and I never looked back, little darling, and I never looked back. I worked the clubs along the Sangre de Cristo, polished a diamond in a rough. By the time I hit LA, I was hotter than a pistol. But you never have enough, little darling. You never really have enough. Red tail diving for a ride on Sunset, coyote picking through the trash. Well, I wish I was lying like a cat in the sun instead of working like a dog for the cash, little darling. I'm only working for the cash. Sometimes I wish I could unplug this cord and my soul on my money I would save. But every time I say I'm gonna quit the beauty way, I hear my bones just turning in their grave, little darling, bones turning in their grave. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. One more Eliza song for you. There you go. All right, let me do something quick just to end on one of my songs. And then we'll, you guys have been great. What a great, great audience. Every time I play here, the audience doubles. Next time, all these seats are going to be full. Every time. A little more notice? I'm really good about, if you get on that mailing list, all I need is an email. StevesGuitars.com. .net. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My name is Jay Plank. I changed my name because if you try to live for 50 years with the name Plankenhorn as a musician, you try it. I mean, honestly, I got so tired of it. And honestly, like all of my fans and friends, like nobody calls me Jeff. No one. No one calls me Plankenhorn. No one. Everyone calls me Plank, and I have a short, small set of friends that call me Jay. So Jay Plank just seemed natural. And I also really wanted a brand new Spotify page that had the new stuff, because I've kind of moved into more of my original stuff, which was back in the Soul Slide days. I did a lot of blues and a lot of soul and a lot of roots rock and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to get myself out of the Americana world. I'm just finishing a songbook right now, and it's everything up until Jay Plank. And so it's all those songs, and it's all the Jeff Plankenhorn era. And I never knew anybody would want one, but enough people asked that I made one, or I had one made. And, you know, so it's been great so far. Anytime I go someplace new, it's heaven. Because nobody says, what? Plankin' what? I've heard, yeah, I mean, can you imagine how many I've heard? You can't come up with something. Try. Try right now. Roots rock and bluesy. Bluesy, roots rock, soul. Kind of like the closer that I played. That's someone. The Never Get Enough, where we all sang along together. The My New Garden, that when you up and left me. Those songs. Those are all new. Oh, you know what? I'll do this. This will be a cover too. If you go online, there's a video of me playing a beautiful, beautiful. I did these 2 EPs. EPs are short. They're shorter. And they're called Extra Play, but it means shorter album. Go figure. They're called Covered and Uncovered, and it's 2 covers and 2 originals. And one was a cover of somebody famous, uber famous, that I did my own thing with their song. And the other was like a mentor. So on one of them I did a Joe Ely song, and on one of them I did a Beatles song. That was my rendition of a Beatles song that I thought was like, could be done totally differently. And I did this, which is a Neil Young song. I was never a huge Neil Young fan, but everything I heard I was always like, oh, that's amazing, oh, that's amazing. But you can't like everything, and you can't be into everything, and I eventually was like, oh, wow, I came to him kind of late. But when we started doing that gospel brunch to raise money for the food bank, I wanted songs that were sort of universally across the board. Anybody could walk in and sing them and feel good and raise money for families and stuff. To me, they're sort of Unitarian Universalist gospel songs. Everybody's welcome. I don't care what side of the aisle. I don't care any of that. All I care is that you're helping raise money for families. So that was this. And there's a wonderful, beautiful version of a video of me doing it here in Steve's Guitars. So if you go to my YouTube, you can see it with all this. It looks really nice. Just done years ago when I was here, a buddy of mine just pulled out his iPhone and we did it. And it sounds really, there's good sound on it too. So I'll leave you with this because it's a great message. And thank you, Ralph and Steve. But thank you, Ralph Pitt, back there. Comes a time when you're drifting. Comes a time when you settle down. Comes a light, feelings left in. Lift that baby right up off the ground. This old world keeps spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. There comes a time time. Oh, this old world keeps spinning round. It's a wonder tall trees ain't laying down. There comes a time. There comes a time. There comes a time. Thanks very much. Y'all have been a treasure. Thanks everybody online. Thank you guys. All right, let's all go hang out. Come visit. Thanks so much.